So a company called Zhiyun.
Most YouTubers pronounce this name wrong. Zhiyun.
Yun.
So the pronunciation.
Zhiyun. So Zhiyun, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. I'm an American and I'm bad at this. Zhiyun. Oh, I'm butchering this. A company that makes a lot of different types of gear, and over the course of my time as a filmmaker, I've gotten many different things from them, such as this gimbal, the Weeble 2, a wireless transmitter, as well as various other products, including a little handheld gimbal. When I first started making content, I started looking at ways I could innovate and make some kind of cool content, so I ended up getting myself a little gimbal here. Today, they actually sent me something for a little bit of a review here for you guys. It's kind of weird. It looks like I'm carrying around a cello or something. I'm so excited to show you guys because I'm actually utilizing one of them right now. However, another one that we got here is the MOLUS X100. Now, keep in mind, when I actually show you this thing right here, you're gonna think it's one thing, but it's not. Now, inside this little carrying case, there's a bunch of different little pamphlets and stuff, but hold on. Inside this case and out of the box, this thing is gonna look like a camera. I assure you, it is not a camera. This thing is actually a light. The X100 100-watt light battery right here. You just take it, pop it on, and now you have yourself a little mobile light. You push this little red button, and it's gonna go ahead and start to fire up after you see the little LED come on, and it should just come up here in a minute. Now, I was using this earlier, so it did go ahead and turn on its fan just now. It's kind of hot. I have this thing at 1% bicolor light, so I could switch this over here to at 6,500 degrees. I can slowly make my way over to 2,700 degrees. So if you needed that bicolor action, you got it. It's so weird to hold this thing because it's a light, and every light I've ever seen has never been in this shape. So I've actually had the chance to go ahead and use this on various productions and sets recently, and I gotta say, this thing is freaking cool. Not only is it a light, but it's also battery powered. And that's this guy right here, this little brick right here that you can charge up. There's even a USB Type-C in/out right here at the top for you to plug in other lights or your phone or whatever you gotta do here. Now inside this case as well, you got yourself a nice reflector, so if you do need to get yourself a little bit more of a spotlight situation, then you got yourself a little, source of light you can kind of aim and direct it wherever you need if you need that little adapter. Now, what also comes with this thing is some power cables and whatnot, which you're probably used to. So if you do need to go AC power for this guy, you can. It also comes with a little Bowen's mount reflector here. And this thing is gonna be used for attaching your normal modifiers to get this thing nice and to collaborate with maybe your other lighting products you already have, much like regular reflectors, big soft boxes, or anything else. Now, it's very simple. It's got this little extended bit here in which I can go ahead and just mount this guy on here, snap it in, and now this guy will fit on a stand and just kind of live there, and you can add your reflectors and whatnot. Now, on top of this, if you didn't want to use this little reflector, you can just leave this Bowen's mount on here because the reflector's already built in. You can see just like that. It's basically the same thing there, but now it's just kind of hanging out there waiting for you to attach some bits there. So I can always go ahead and loosen this, fold this over, and just treat it as if this is that light source. And I can mount it if I want using the 1/4 threads on the bottom or the light stand mount down here on the bottom, which, kind of convenient to have this on top of it. So all the weight's gonna be on your mount and not so much on the fixture here with the little mount on the front. Now, on top of this X100, this MOLUS X100 combo kit here, I actually got a second kit, and I wanted to show you this one as well. So hold on, I gotta go to daylight mode because I'm actually utilizing the light source right here, right now. So, hold on. It's right here. Look how tiny it is. It's so small. No, this is not a red Komodo or something like that, regardless of what it looks like. So even though it looks like a little red Komodo, I assure you it's not. It's a little 60-watt light here that I put a little attachment on just so I can go ahead and mount this to a stand. 60 watts bicolor, goes from 2,700 degrees to 6,500 degrees. So if that helps, there you go. Also inside this kit, now this is a combo, so it comes with some stuff here. Got yourself a nice little reflector, as well as a little tiny soft thing that you put on the end, and it's like a bulb, and And then, you know, you put this on the thing, and now you got yourself a nice little soft source right there if you need it. On top of all that, you get yourself a nice little tiny stand, so if you needed to mount this on the ground here, you absolutely could. You could go ahead and just get it on there, slide it on, and now you got yourself a little stand with your light and all that kind of stuff. Another thing that comes with this, a little tiny softbox. Very small. Look at this. Adorable. This thing does get mighty, mighty bright. This thing's sitting at 10%. Let's bring it all the way to 100. And here is 100. Now that's daylight out there. Let me go ahead and expose for that. Now you can kind of see outside this window here that we're a little more exposed. And this guy, oh man, this guy here is 60 watts, and it's kind of competing with that sun a little bit. So I can go ahead and put this little softbox on here, go ahead and click it into place, and then, you know, now I got myself an actual light source that can compete with that outside daylight. Now this thing is pretty bright, so keep that in mind. A 60 watt right here, so it's pretty cool that you get this much power with this tiny package here, which is so freaking phenomenal. 60 watts, it goes a long way with this little guy. Now, there's not a battery on this thing, but that's where something cool comes in. It also has a little tiny USB Type-C power on the side right there. So you can actually take a little power pack, got one right here, and you just plug it in with the old USB Type-C. Now, here's the kicker. They don't tell you this, and I didn't know about this. You gotta get yourself that output to 100 watts. If you don't do that, you're only gonna get so much power out of this thing. Now, maybe your basic one you have in your pocket for a USB to charge your phone and whatnot, it's only going to give you a very small amount. It might give you only 18 watts, something like that. Might not be enough. So make sure you check how much output you got in your little battery pack here before you go ahead and buy one. 100 watts, that's your best bet. What I can go ahead and do is grab something that comes along with both of these lights. Now what comes along are these little tiny kind of, I don't know, little net thingies that you can go ahead and utilize somehow. And it looks like they cater this directly to what kind of have in mind. So what I can actually do here is I can go ahead and take my little USB battery brick, my 100 watt little output here. I can go ahead and stick this inside of this little net back in there. I could tighten this down, and at the bottom I actually have access to all my little ports. So I can go over here, go into my my USB Type-C port 2 because that offers the 100 watt output, and I can go ahead and pop this guy in here, and then finally go ahead and fire this guy up. Now, there's a multiple different ways I could probably attach this to this actual fixture, but you know, for now in a pinch, maybe I just wrap it over on this side and let it kind of just drape hanging from the little yoke mount here. And now I got myself a little portable battery supply for my light that I can just literally let sit here and do what I need to be done. It's pretty great. One other way that I thought to make this kind of cool, and I actually saw another YouTuber do this, was to go ahead and get myself a nice little selfie stick. Why would I get a selfie stick? Well, I know, I get it. So you put your light on here, and the cool part about this is once you actually get it threaded on, now you got yourself a little stick here, and you might think, you know, why would I want this thing to be on a selfie stick? Well, the fact that I can go ahead and extend this out however far I want, but not only that, once I do fully extend it out, I can now find a metal source and just kind of put it wherever I need. So now if I need a little source of light, I can just put it right here, and it's just mounted to a selfie stick with a magnet on it. Magnets. How do they work? If I go ahead and take this down, you can see the magnets right here, and all I did is I simply clicked it onto my little, I got a little sconce up on the old ceiling here. Another kind of benefit to this little selfie stick thing is I can have a gaffer or maybe a grip or someone go ahead and keep this on this stand, extend it super far out there, and then just walk alongside camera, maybe have this angled at a certain way in which you're kind of acting like a boom operator in a sense where I'm going to go ahead and here extend it out, and now I'm walking around trying to get that light source wherever I may need to get it as a grip or a gaffer or whoever might be holding this thing during a given shot. It's just so nice to be able to take a little source of light, put on some sort of attachment, and go ahead and just pop this into a scene. It's so nice that I don't have to worry about wrangling a cable to go plug it in somewhere when I can literally put a battery pack on here, stick it on a magnet light, get it up in a ceiling, have it hit me, and I'm ready to go. When it comes to filmmaking, it's all about speed, and you want to be as fast as you can. The more faster you are, the more shots you get done, the better end result. You get more bang for your buck. So shout out again to this company for sending me over these two wonderful lights, man. These will definitely stay in my arsenal of lighting because of how versatile they are. I love small lighting for the stuff that I work on. Now, if I'm working on bigger productions, obviously I'm gonna need a little more power than these guys provide, but for little details, little eye lights, catch lights, kickers, hair lights, anything, edge lights, these are perfect for that stuff, and they're even good for as a key light as long as your lens and your camera can adapt to the low light situations. Now, you don't need a super low light camera. These things are strong. 100 watts and 60 watts goes a long way. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate it. Like and sub to the channel. More videos soon.